For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a bit of a kind of tutorial video about how you pack away your Opus T46 tent. So we've done a picture video, so I thought we'd go through the process of packing it away. Nice, quick, simple and easy to do. So first thing what we're doing is actually remove the front door. So that's been completely zipped off and stored away separately. That's going to really help to get the air out of it. Doesn't really matter which order you take the pegs out, but I would always kind of leave your main kind of front straps in place, just to keep the torch from there. Remove all the main pegging points. The only ones you want to probably leave before you do anything is the front main four corners. So front two, well, it's for six actually. Front two where the canopy is, the front two where the ground sheet's physically sewn in, and the back two, of course. Now, with the doorways, what I always recommend doing is leaving them kind of almost a third open, a third done up, so you still have air can come out of it, so not trapping any air in, but you're also not having material bunch up as well. So that also, I'd say, is kind of quite a kind of a crucial point of it as well. We'll leave the back ones we can take down. You can, if you want to, be a bit more careful, particularly, you can also remove the and tie up the actual guide rope itself. For me, I kind of just find it easy to pitch them up and down when they're already ready out. They're not too worried about getting tangled up. And actually with these, if you really want to, you can actually unclip them completely. So what you find is that you then have to separately. Personally, I think the more inclined to lose it, so I would try to keep them pre-attached. If you want to make it a bit neater, obviously tie them all up as you go. Straighten that so leave it as it is. So now they've done that, that will do the last two. The reason you probably do the front and back ones last is it helps with more strength and tent, especially on a windy day. If it is windy, what I'd recommend doing is almost leaving the guy ropes on the wind side, so it's still supporting the tent, and you're kind of going from there. So when we come to deflating it, we do deflate from the back towards the front. The reason we do this is because then it means that all of the air internally is being thrusted out towards the front part of the door. So you've got a bottom valve located at the back, so we'll just undo that. Unfortunately, the pen doesn't work on deflate, the pump. But you see, a lot of the pressure there comes out initially. And what then tends to happen is then it then starts to filter out through the rest of the tubes because they're obviously all linked. But by doing this, again, all that air is moving forward within the tent. And I would always leave the valve off, just because what that's going to do is then it's not going to mean you're trapping any more air into it. Also, it's a good point to make sure that you've actually removed the batteries from the system because you're not going to need them there. But it also means you can actually then recharge them or use them for other purposes. So now we've kind of done that, we've got the tent flat and we've managed the air quite nicely. We'll remove the front pegs where the canopy is put onto. We can then flip the canopy directly over the top. So what this allows us to do is deal with where the ground sheet is fully sewn in. Hence why we've kind of left those points in place, so we can obviously pull it around a little bit, make sure we're not trapping anything anywhere we shouldn't do. Without losing the frisbee, of course. Now we can remove the last few pegging points. Because the valves are all located upon this side here, what we're going to do is basically go with a flag shape width one side across where the valves are located. This is basically so we can manage the air internal to the tube. I mean, we're obviously pushing to an open end rather than trapping it at a dead end. So I'm sort of mentioning our picture video using pegs from my own kind of display stash, just not to ruin the peg, so we'll put this aside for the time being. Now, this is where it's a good idea to get back, and that's going to dictate the kind of roll width. You bring that out to there. You're always better to go smaller than you are larger, just because it always tends to fold over a little bit. Chuck any other bits nice and neatly into the place. And we're going to basically, with each fold, makes it easy to set the car hands. And squeeze the air out. Press, always make sure you sort of run your hand along the beam bar. You'll be circling automatically if for any reason you inflated the tube and not to isolate it, because it will just trap the air in. So one thing you've got to do before you start inflating it is make sure that all of the internal isolation points are fully open. So once we've done one fold, we'll go again. The same thing. We'll go along there. If you've got kids who want to do potato rolls, makes life a little easier. So if you need to pain. Now normally you would often have a footprint, so as I'm doing this, just holding kind of the lovely thin base into the top. This will still be dry and clean, and you're basically then leaving a footprint. You don't fold up and then take just off like a hose pipe or right near a point. So because it comes included with a tent, always use it. The lads previously mentioned, because of the sort of pitching it up and down both of that, well, not within an hour, worth just, I've not kind of bothered to say cover. So what we'll do is ball by all, thank you Archie. Later. In the whole folding process, you can probably do a couple of times if need be to get the air out, but normally if you do it kind of right the first time, you tend to be okay. We'll do one last bit of pressing and put it to air out of it. Important to get to that way. When you're going to roll it, you've got to squeeze the air out and getting the external air out fast. So, what we can do, bring your bag up, get your ties. I personally like to sort of chuck it a little bit underneath, so that way when you roll it directly on top, you're already good to go. You want to have a really good roll, so go as tight as you can to start with. And because we've kind of we've gone from one side to the other with the air staying outside, so leaving that side door open. Now we're in a big long sausage, and you're squeezing it towards that open front door. So again, that means any internal air has gone out the tube as we've sort of folded it across, and all of the internal air that's left is now being squeezed forward towards the front door, which of course we left open. When you get to the last part, there's a lot of fabric, you still take a little bit more weight, please. Put it on it, you can. What you need to do here, because we've obviously done the hard work, put our tie there already, we can mainly just tie it up. That'll keep it at bay. Then we can just fit the bag directly over the top of it. We'll roll into it. Either way is fine. And jobs are good. Like I said, a really nice generous bag as well, so it's easier to get it back in. And you've still got plenty of room in there as well, down the sides to do whatever you want to do with it. That's good to go. So that's kind of how you're going to pack that away, nice and neatly. Ideally, if you're lifting it into the car, a two-person lift is better. But any more questions, queries, of course, feel free to let us know. But that is how you're going to pack away your Opus T46. Hope to hear from you soon, and thank you again for watching.